You're recorded?
Yes, we're recording, right? We can.
I don't know if you, I mean, I don't know if you heard
continue.
Abba Wanda passed away.
This meeting is being recorded. This is what he
But
said.
you know, I
Rav,
want to know Abba Wanda passed away.
Who?
Abba Wanda, Kol Bracha.
Passed away?
Yeah, I got a message also from his daughter, from Sarah.
He was
Yeah.
still in South Africa?
Yeah, he was in South Africa.
How old was he?
About 90, I think.
90?
Yeah.
90?
I think so, 90, yeah, 90, 91, something like that.
I didn't think that he was older than me. Okay.
I don't know, that's what, I'm not 100% sure, but I'll find out. I mean, but I don't know.
Okay. No.
They went,
I didn't know that he's still...
he was, yeah, anyway,
Okay.
long time ago.
Okay, Rabbi Isai. We started last week the 6th chapter. We just did the Mishnah. This is in page, just a minute, in page 31a4. We did the Mishnah, and I thought to myself that should be repeated in short, but I came to conclusion better. We will get to it when we learn the Gemora, and the Gemora is touching in the part of the Mishnah. So instead of just repeating the Mishnah, we'll get straight to the Gemora with your permission. Okay, Reuben?
All good, Rav.
Reuben, he doesn't listen.
Reuben, Reuben, you're not muted. Reuben?
What?
Oh, he's muted, Rav. He's muted.
Try to
Reuben?
speak to Reuben, although he doesn't answer.
He's
Okay.
muted.
Michael is there. Okay, so I have to make a little bit of introduction, the principles that we are going to meet in the Gemora, and this is the Mishnah. So I'll try to condense. When we are doing the Gemora, we will refer to the Mishnah and then we'll explain it. So, as an introduction, what do we know up to now? We know that a woman, if she is suspected to have a relationship, I'm talking about a married woman, she had a relationship with another husband, with another man. He disappeared, Reuben disappeared.
Maybe there's something with his computer, right? With the internet.
Yeah, okay. Something wrong probably. And if she cannot, so what do? He suspected her, he warns her. If you are going to meet this person again, then it will be, the consequences are bad. Now, this is called a kinui, a warning. He gives her a warning. After that, if she didn't listen.
Reuben's back, Rav.
Oh, he came back. If she didn't listen and she still had secluded herself with the other person, then and two witnesses come and give evidence to that. So there is he's got a choice if he wants to divorce her because he warned her and she still suspected that she had a relationship. So he can divorce her, but he has to pay the ksuba. If, on the other hand, there is evidence that she actually did intimate with other person, so this is something unusually that it's enough after that she was born, and if she not only secluded, but then now she intimated with him, so even if there is one witness to give evidence to that, then she is considered completely like she committed adultery. Then he divorces her and he doesn't give her a ksuba. Of course, if she denies, then there is a possibility she can prove her innocence if she's going to drink the water, the special water. So this is more or less in kind of headlines of what the Mishnah was talking about. And then we can start with the Gemora. Of course, the Gemora refers to the Mishnah, and it will come in our discussion of the Gemora. So the Gemora 31b1. Right. So as I said, that the seclusion that she had after the warning had to be confirmed by two witnesses, not but one witness. After that, if there is a witness to say that she committed adultery, it's another one, only one witness, and this will be discussed in the Gemora now. Says the Gemora, it says in the Torah, for he found in her a matter of immorality, and then the Gemara says why he says he found in her, the word in her, ba, shouldn't have been cited by the Tanah. The word in her, says the Gemara, rather he should have cited the following source. The Torah states, and there was no witness about her, which implies that a single witness is believed about her. About her means about defilement, that she had a sexual relationship, but he is not believed about the warning, and he is not believed about the seclusion. So one witness seems to be that's not enough. One witness is not believed about the seclusion, and not only is not believed that that she was warned and so on. Answer the Gemora, Achinami Kamar. This is indeed what the Tana means to say, for it is as if the Mishnah text is deficient, and it should be understood as follows. They preclude the notion that seclusion can be established by a single witness. Just as defilement during seclusion. We see the defilement, it's a different one. Now we are talking about if it's enough witness, one witness, to give evidence that she was secluded with a person. We say no. Talmud Lomar, the Torah states about her, Ba velo b'kinoi ba velo b'stira, from which we derive that a single witness is believed about her defilement if he saw that she had a sexual relationship, but he is not believed about the warning, and he is not believed about the seclusion. So if one witness come and say that she was warned or that she was secluded with, this is not enough. When is one witness is enough? And as for the previously undiscussed matter of ordinary defilement, which occurs without prior warning and seclusion, where the law is that a single witness is not believed. I'm returning the page. And this Gemora asks, Menalam, how do we know that this is the case? That if one witness will come and say that she was defiled without the previous warning, this is not enough. One witness is not enough. We had to have two witnesses to this. And this is really the discussion here in the Gemora to discuss the whole law. So to sum up to now, we're saying that a single witness, if he comes to say that she had committed adultery without being warned before and without previous evidence about seclusion, then it's not enough to establish this case unless there are two witnesses. So this is actually the Gemora comes to ask, where do we learn this, that you need to have two witnesses with it? Answer the Gemora. The Gemora says, I'm reading 31b2. From where do we know that this law? Answer the Gemora. The Tana responds, it is stated here regarding divorce, for we found in her a matter of immorality. The word is, there is a word davar, matter. And you know that there is what we call Gzera Shava. We can compare things if there is a common expression or common word. So this is what one to one to say. It says here, regarding the law of witness, here it says davar, and it's stated elsewhere regarding the law of witnesses by testimony of two witnesses, says also davar, shel emeter. So it has to be established that this is what called Gzera Shava. Gzera Shava means we are comparing two matters or two subjects by having a common expression, a common word. And this here, the common word is davar, matter. So it says, here it says, אם מצא בערווה דבר, said that if he found, he blames רבה דבר on that matter, and in another place, it says also, talking about davar, but they're talking about two witnesses. That has to be established by two witnesses. So the Gzera Shava teaches, מה להלן בשני עדים, just as the legal matter stated there in the passage of witnesses is established by testimony of two witnesses, אף כאן בשני עדים, here also the matter of ordinary adultery must be established by testimony of two witnesses. So the point here that we are using Gzera Shava, one of the 13 principles that Chazal tells how you can learn one from the other. So if you look at the commentary, have you got the commentary, the English commentary in the bottom? In 15, the second passage in 15, the Gemora above questions this interpretation, noting that the warning is not mentioned until the following verse. It responds that the following verse means that the husband had warned her prior to the seclusion mentioned here in verse 13. Thus, this is the point, when verse 13 states that a single witness is believed, it refers to the case where a warning and the seclusion had been established before. So, to sum up, what we're saying, that it is something unusual that you can establish a fact by one witness. Usually you need to have two edim, two witnesses, but here we say one witness is enough. But when one witness is enough, when there is a warning before and established that she was secluded, then one witness is enough to say that she was secluded and intimated with this person. This is the principle of the Sotah, when that it's enough to have one witness to testify that she sexually had a relationship with a person, but it can only happen when she was warned before not to seclude, and she secluded. Now, what happened if this warning didn't happen. And now come one witness who said, comes the husband, and husband bring him to the Beis Din, that he saw that she was having sex with a person. It wasn't no warning before, and just one witness. This is not enough. We see the following, the development. How do we come to this? I'm starting the second paragraph on 31b2. Ruven, are you with us?
Yeah.
What happened to your ears? Disappeared, what?
Now something went wrong with the computer sound.
Okay. So, the second paragraph, the Mishnah states, if one valid witness or one woman says she was defiled, and one valid witness or one woman says she wasn't defiled. In other words, we have a contradiction between two witnesses. What happened then? She would drink the bitter waters. So because now we've got a doubt, we've got a conflicting evidence, so we can't just ignore the one that said that she was defiled. On the other hand, you can't judge on the basis of this witness because there is another witness which denies. Continue the Gemora to analyze the Mishnah. The reason the first witness is not believed is that the second witness disputes him. However, but if there was no witness disputing, then it seems from the Mishnah that a single witness to defilement would be believed. This is completely unheard of, that because the Torah the whole time talking about any other cases, talking about two witnesses. But here we see the one witness is believed. So therefore, Gemora says, ask, Menani, from where is this derived? Answer the Gemara, because the rabbis taught us in the Braita. Ve'ed ein ba. The scripture, the state in the Torah said, and there was no witness about her. And this is something unusual, although that is talking, the Torah mentioned ed in a singular, the Gemara says no. It's talking about two witnesses. They are called one, but actually means evidence of two. How do we come to it? The scripture speaks here of where there were not witnesses testifying about her infidelity, but there was one, which means that he say Ed and Enba means there are not two. The word, although that if you take the English, the Hebrew text, Ved Enba, you would say was no single witness. No, the Torah, the Gemara said it meant, and there are no two witnesses. There is one, but not two. We'll see how the develops. The Gemara, how do we understand that the expression, there is no one witness, and we say no, it meant two. As says the Gemora, you say the term ed refers to two witnesses, but perhaps it's not so. Rather, the term ed refers to a single witness. Not there is no two, but there is no even single. Answer the Gemora, תלמוד לומר, עד אחד לא יקום, to teach otherwise, the Torah states a single witness shall not stand against a man. So from where we say, from the meaning of what is stated in the Torah, a witness shall not stand. And now what again, there is talking about in the, not in the plural, but in singular. Do I not know that it is one witness being spoken of? What teaching does the Torah means to convey with a superfluous word single, a single witness? The question is, we know for sure that you always have to have two. Here, on the other hand, the Torah says there is no, which seems to be a single witness. But we interpreted that it doesn't mean to say no single witness, but means no two witnesses. How do we come to this? The Gemora says, you must conclude that this inclusion of single creates the source for the following principle. Every place in Torah where the word witness in a singular form means two witnesses being denoted here, unless the text, the scripture specifies for you that it refers to only one witness. So what we say here, when there is no, even if it says ed in the singular, it means two, and everywhere in the Torah which it says which in the text says singular, we say the Torah refers to unless it's specified that we are talking about one. And the Gemora continues. The Braita has demonstrated that the term witness, aid, refers to two witnesses. It now explains that the Sotah verse indicates that a single witness testimony regarding the Sotah's adultery during the verified seclusion is accepted as evidence. Continues, and accordingly, when the merciful, when God once said in the aforementioned verse, there was no witness ed. Now we mean not only no ed, no two about her, he means to say, treit ledba. There are not two witnesses about her to testify that she was defiled. But there is one witness to that effect. And since the verse concludes in the text Vi lo nitpasa, and she was not forced. It implies that the consequence of this single witness testimony, she is forbidden to her husband for even a single witness testimony about the adultery is admissible evidence. So this seems to like an unusual case that one evidence of one single witness is also has got the consequences that forbids her. But we'll see when is that only when was a warning before. So this is the continuation of the Gemora. Having established that the Torah believes a single witness who asked the secluded Sotah committed adultery, who says, the secluded Sotah committed adultery, the Gemora questioned the Mishnah's ruling regarding conflicting witnesses. In the Mishnah, we have got a case when there is conflicted between two witnesses. One said she was, one was not. But now the Gemara says again, since a single witness is believed under the Torah, the law, how can other single witness be sufficient to contradict him? Because in the Mishnah, it says, once again, I just want to quote to you. The whole thing is a very interesting discussion. The end of the Mishnah says, not the end, at the end of the page, in 31a, says, if after a seclusion had been established, a single witness said, I saw her become defiled, she would not drink the bitter waters, but would be divorced and not receive the ketubah. And even I don't have to have a full witness that is can be a witness as a kosher witness, but even if you got, furthermore, even a Canaanite slave or even a Canaanite slave woman said that she was defiled, are believed even for her to disqualify for a ketubah. But the whole discussion later comes. A single witness, and if you see that we should come back to the Mishnah, look at 31a 4. In the middle, the Mishnah provides a scriptural source for the rule that a single witness suffices to establish that the excluded Sotah committed adultery before revealing the source. The Mishnah explains what would have been, what assumed had the law not be taught. But so the whole discussion, this is not what I want to refer to, but there is what happened. The Mishnah also speaking, what happened if there is a contradiction between one witness to two. the end of the Mishnah is say like this. אחד אומר נתמת. If one witness says she was defiled, and one valid witness says she wasn't defiled, or contradiction to two women, one said defiled, one not, she would drink the bitter water. But if one witness said she was defiled, two say she was not defiled, still she would drink. If two witnesses say she was defiled, the one said not, she wasn't defiled, then she wouldn't drink the bitter water. Okay, this seems very odd, which has to be discussed. But what referring now that
Have you got 3 minutes left?
okay, so what we are discussing now, that what the Gemora says, how do we know that what we establish now, that we say Kol Makom, every place in scripture where the word witness is stated in the singular means two witnesses being denoted there, unless the Torah explains that it means only one. But otherwise, they say the two. So this is what we to establish this point, and then we will have to continue with that. Please go to next week to continue. So we just stop here, 31b2, in the middle of the second paragraph. Ve'amar Rachmana. Accordingly, when the merciful one said, no witness, that then we say we are no witness, then we say not two witnesses. Because we now said if the Torah said one witness, it means two. And following the whole discussion based on this. Okay.
Thank you, Rav.
It seems
Thank you very
Thank you,
much.
Rav.
it seems a little bit difficult and complicated. We just have to have a little bit of patience. We will clarify it with the time. It takes time, and we will clarify it. Okay?
Thank you so much,
Have a
Rav.
good Shabbos,
We
everyone.
need to have savlanut, patience.
That's
Thank
wonderful.
you.
Rav, thank you.
Okay, have a good night.
Thank you very much.
Shabbos.
Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Good night and
Shabbat shalom.
good week.
Shabbat shalom.